You stupid.
London. London. Ooh.
You dumb. You dumb. I don't know why it's funny, but it's just funny. You stupid.
Hey man, hey London, this my assistant, Lee.
What up? What up?
He'll be help. He's not gonna be on like the actual conversation, but he just help make pictures pop up and stuff when we talking about certain topics and all that good stuff.
Absolutely, man. How's your daughter, man?
Man, she good, bro. My daughter is a female version of me, bro. I couldn't be happier. Like she cracked jokes. I had got her a book that got jokes in it because she like telling jokes. She be twerking. She be twerking around the house because she think it's funny because she know we be laughing at it. Not that I want her to twerk, but but it is funny. So but man, she's great, bro. I mean, that's the greatest accomplishment of my life by far. You know, is my daughter.
Absolutely, dude. I like to check on and I like to check on your family, man, because you. I just remember when you had her, man. So that was dope, man.
And you know that's what make you such a great person, man. I was gonna talk about this, just how like you will hit me up randomly out of the blue, just checking up on me, you know, just wishing me like encouragement, telling me to keep doing what I'm doing, making sure I'm good. When my brother passed, you reached out to me, man. And I mean all those things like that mean the world to me, bro. So you know, I always used to tell people and still do. I'm like, London is a real one. That's a real, genuine, good dude.
I try to be, man. You know, because honestly, man, if somebody
you got that COVID in your throat. Is that COVID?
I'm buying that in the name of Jesus.
I'm joking.
No, if people are my friend. If they're my friend, they're my friend. I don't really know. I don't really play with that. That's why if you know, like honestly, I really like if someone is my friend, they're my friend. I don't really kind of. I'm like, yo, you good dude? That's a good dude, man. And again, that's why even with the videos we did back in the day.
Hey, shout out to them.
Which is really dope, man. Like, Katt's is funny. He's acting out here, so it's cool when I actually meet somebody that's genuine. I'm like, yo, I lock in, and so I always try to make sure, you know, I the same calls I give to you, I give to Brandon Lewis. It's not like there's a couple cats that hit up, like I said, DC sometimes, different random people.
Great
like,
dudes.
Yo, good, and it's just I realize now that life is too short. When you think about somebody, just do it right. Just do
Straight
it.
Up.
Don't wait. Don't try. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Nah. Jay, you good? Brandon, your daughter good? Just do it right thing. Life's too short, man. So I just appreciate y'all. So I don't want to be, you know, too verbose about that, but you know, you my guy. So
shout out to that word verbose on these punk, chump, sucker ass busters. If you ain't hear that word verbose, and we ain't even on T.I.'s expeditiously around here, and we doing big words. You get big words on Urban Legendz 2 on your whole ass. We're not playing around here.
I'm out of here.
Growing up in LA, I know you grew up in LA, and Tiffany Haddish grew up in LA, but it seemed like I always wondered how come it seems, because when did you start doing stand-up?
I started like 2009.
2009, okay. Yeah, I got out there 2007. So I had been doing it 2 years consistently by the time you started. I always wonder how come it take people who live in LA just as long as somebody that moved there to really start pursuing their acting and stand-up career. So why is that when you all stay so close, like next door to Hollywood, that you all still take a while to start pursuing it?
I think because the access is, we don't think about it in the same way. Like I noticed that, like, for example, people who are not from LA, from the East, especially East Coast, but in other cities, the hustle is different because it's not in your city. So for me, my first thing was I was doing my hustle was still there. It was just different in the sense that I was doing theater, and so but I think part of that grind also, when you think about it, for example, cats from the East Coast, from New York, you're dealing with temperature, you're dealing with weather, all of that. Your hustle is a lot different than sunny California. Cats are from New York, they getting out that snow, all of that adds to it. So when you're from LA, you like, shoot, for example, I ain't never even been, dude, I can't even tell you the last time I've been to the beach. I don't do the beach at all. But I know other people who are not from beach cities, that's the main thing they want to do is tackle the beach. And I think it's the same way with Hollywood, which is like, when you think about the Hollywood thing, it's just like, it's like, hey, it's there. So it's not a big thing. And not to go off into this as a sidebar.
Sidebars are welcomed.
Sidebars are welcome. Here we go. People always say, people say, people from LA are fake. People, LA cats are fake. And I want to debunk that by saying it's not, people from LA, it's not the fake ones that they're talking about, but the fake people are the cats, obviously not you, but the cats that moved to LA, the way he's stupid. The cats that moved to LA that try to be what they think the idea is.
Ooh, that's a gem.
When it comes to the chicks, a lot of girls come to LA, they just do the modeling thing and the whole little thing. But if you're from LA, there's nothing Hollywood about you because we've already been around it. So it ain't the fakeness that's not the core of it. You know what I mean? But, and not to go into that, that's a sidebar, but to your question.
Yeah. I
think because, like I said, it's because Hollywood has always been there, so the hustle's a little different. On a basis. Like I said, my whole grind was I was a theater cat.
Did you do any plays at West Angeles?
No, I didn't do any plays at West Angeles.
Okay.
I definitely did the theater thing in LA, and I was touring during LA or touring outside of LA with theater. But the stand-up thing happened because in high school, I mean, if you're funny, it's not like you wake up and you just become funny. It's kind of always something in there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I was the funny. I wasn't a class clown, but I was a funny person. So
I did win class. They called it most humorous. I won most humorous in 5th grade and 12th grade. But I'm listening. I'm listening.
Listen, if they don't know Justin, you have a fine line of right before a-hole and brilliance. Like, if they don't know you, they don't understand that genius because the line is so thin.
Yeah.
But like, if you listen to Justin, he gonna drop some jewels on you, and he gonna slap you in the face with it at the same. It's like right.
That's 100% accurate. Thank you, London.
That's cold-blooded. I was like, and will direct the hell out of something. He will tell you, listen, you're not getting the frame. Get in the frame.
People don't know about. But anyways, I'm listening to you.
No, honestly, so coming from theater, and what I realized was that stand-up was ultimately theater. But it's a one act, it's a one-man situation. So for me, it was the transition from doing stand-up, coming from theater to doing stand-up wasn't, because people always ask, they said, well, because you act as well. So like people ask, would you rather do acting or stand-up? And I say stand-up, but with our styles, we incorporate the acting within the stand-up. You know what I mean? So it works out. So anyway, I'm just glad to be able to just be working, nigga. So that's the main thing.
straight up. How was you remember, well, I know you do, what was the first club that you performed at, and how was that?
Dude, the first club I did, because I used to work for the Los Angeles Times newspaper. I used to do telemarketing. And I had a manager, Paul Johnson, I think his name was. He said, man, you should do some jokes for the job talent show or job, whatever, Christmas, whatever it was. I was like, all right. I wrote down little jokes. I think one of my first jokes was like, I said it if Jeffrey Dahmer. I said Jeffrey Dahmer had a menu. We'll be on this menu. Cinnamon toast nuts, something like that.
Nuts is always funny.
It's always it's just funny. You know, bacon and legs, or whatever. So anyway, he booked me at a spot called the Step Up Restaurant. The Step Up Restaurant is now Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Inglewood.
Nice.
But at the time, it was just a little joint. Check this out.
Roscoe's, the driest chicken in LA. No.
People, they swear it's delicious, but that chicken is not good to me. But they swear it's delicious. But dude, so check this out. That was my first show. It's called Simple Restaurant, all clean shows. It's called Squeaky Clean Club or whatever it was. Did this. The first person that I met was called Cat in the Hat, who is now Katt Williams.
Wow.
He was just in a little shindig of a room, had a little Kango joint on, arms, sleeves cut off, and I don't even remember his set, but we spoke that night, whatever we met, real cool dude, but it just shows you that everybody starts from someplace. So I did stand up there, I tried it there, and then I did like a couple, the job.
How did it go though? How did the first set go?
It was cool. It was just cool. It was cool. But I started low-key ragging on the spot. Then I started talking about the spot I was in because they had no materials. I started joning on the joint. And I remember the dude pulled me to the side. It might have been Katt or the dude who was there. He was like, I think it was Katt. He was like, yo, you don't want to talk about the club that you're in because they let you in the club.
Right.
And I had no jokes, no set, no form, no.
You didn't do any impressions at that time?
Dig this. I didn't even think stand-up was the first place that I discovered that impersonations was something special of anything, because everybody in my house do them. So it wasn't like a thing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that was a thing of something special, bro. Because everybody, like I said, my brother do a Kanye West. My mother do. That's the thing in our house where we just talk about people in the church, and that was just a thing. And but I didn't realize that until I got to stand. I was like, oh shoot, I guess this is a thing. And even then, I didn't even realize until to the point where when we do Comedy Union, shout out to Enz Mitchell, Enz will say, dude, I want you to do the Denzel thing because I invited some people out and I want you to do that. And I was like, all right, I guess we're cool. Personally, it ain't no thing for me. I don't necessarily need that, but I do enjoy it.
Right. Wait a minute. Give him a little bit of the Denzel real quick.
Slow down, okay? Listen, I enjoy doing the Denzel thing because it makes me feel. I watch Equalizer, and Equalizer, he's. No, let me tell you this one. I'll watch. I'm gonna give you some more. I'll watch. What's the dude? I think it's called Jeremiah or something Esquire. Whatever the joint. He had the Gap Tooth thing.
Right.
This nigga is so cold with the character work, and you understand this as an actor. I was like, this nigga cold, bro. Denzel is so slept. I ain't gonna say slept on, but just strong as an ox, like a thorax box. Bam, boom. People still enjoy the joint that we did when we did the remake joints.
Flavor in Your Ear remix?
When we did Flavor in Your Ear. People still, they don't even know that I know you. I had like they sent me clips of you. I was like, that's one. I know that nigga. That's I got it. But boom, I appreciate you, Justin, for making sure that you make time to.
Hey, you a beast, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I stole from you on an episode of Rush Hour. They wanted Carter to do a Denzel impression, and I was like, "What would London do?" And that's all I did. Anybody ever see that episode? Which I doubt you can find it. I'm sure that episode is somewhere in a dumpster. But if anybody finds that episode, all I'm doing is London's impression of Denzel. That's all I'm doing.
Stupid dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Yo, Kendrick, you killed the Kendrick, bro.
I appreciate that.
It's funny was you killed the Kendrick, and I've been meaning to really connect. I'm not really close to Billy like that, Billy Sorrell, but his Cornel West is crazy.
If anybody don't know, we did me and London, we used to do YouTube sketches back in the day, like parodying people. And I could put together a BET hip hop cipher. So the first one, London did Jay-Z. So I'm playing Kendrick Lamar. He's doing Jay-Z. He killed it. And then later on we did or maybe before we did a Flavor in Your Ear. Yeah. So a song called Flavor in Your Ear. So we did like a comedy version of it. And he played Denzel Washington, and a very talented comedian named Billy Sorrells. He played Cornel West.
Killed it. I've been meaning to tell Billy. That nigga killed it.
I told him to do it because I seen him do it on the stage one time at a comedy club. I said, "Yo, I need you to do your Cornel West for this sketch, bro."
That Cornel West, if people, because I studied and I watched Cornel West, so I mean, I will say, man, you got an eye, man. You put that ensemble together, bro, because everybody just killed it. It was just a cold situation. And you really got an eye for this director. I can't wait for you to. If people don't know, I can't wait. Let me be clear and say it now. I can't wait for you to direct whatever your joint is, whatever the thing is, bro. Because you definitely gotta. And you know, as an actor, on Balls we had like 5 different directors throughout the seasons, whatever. But I realized that I gravitate to the directors. They come in with a plan. Like the cast that just, it's not a control ego thing. It's just coming in with it, knowing what your layout is. Absolutely. And I was able to absolutely appreciate that about you. It's just like, yo, you got a plan. This we're gonna do here, stand here, do this, that, move like, and it's just real clear. I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? As an artist, I'm team flow. Just tell me what to do. Nigga, I'm whatever you want me to do. Cause even when we did the audio at your crib,
right?
You like make it a little higher right here, and I was doing, things. He's like, oh, hold on, take it back, and
Yeah. Oh, you got a little clip. Hey, wait a minute. Go to the first one. Go to the first one, Lee. Lee, go to the not this one. Go to the 2012 version. Oh, well, you can play that. Lee, I know Lee on it. Lee on it. Well, I mean, you can play that too real quick if you want to, Lee. You go ahead and play it real quick, a little bit.
Lee's trying to get a pay raise or a cash. Lee, what's your cash?
Oh, it's still a little slow.
What? Lee is on it, dude. Paul. Come on, man. You
but yeah, that was, we did a little bit of that. Man, I appreciate you, brother, for always showing up, being a team player, killing it, always, man, always. This is a question I had. What made you decide to not become dependent on your impressions as a stand-up comedian?
Dude, you know what? Part of it is going back to the first thing, which is I didn't realize the voices, the impersonations was anything special until I started doing stand-up. One of my first voices, I remember I used to do Elmo and when I was younger, just to make, because I mean it don't even matter. But the point is that I didn't realize it was a thing until stand-up. Right. So it was never my crutch. But the cool thing about it was I remember one time and this comedian don't even know that I know this. But the nigga was outside, and I don't know if it's a clean show or whatever.
It's not. I've said nigga at least 19,000 times by this point. I got a few motherfuckers in me too, and I'm gonna get them out.
Okay, I'm out of here. Stop it. Stop. No, I'm trying not to scream. Dude, I did a club one night, and this comedian said he was outside. My sister was outside for whatever reason, taking a phone call, and the nigga was outside, and he was just like, London can do. He said something like, London can do voices, but can he do it himself? He said something kind of like slick, and he didn't know that my sister was out there. She heard him, and she came back to me about it. And and my whole thing about that was, I didn't, initially when I started out, I did the voices just to, as you know, whatever gonna get the laugh, I just want to laugh.
Absolutely.
But honestly, at this point, I really only do the voices because the club or somebody requests them. I'm cool. I don't need the voices. But if it's a voice that I enjoy, then I'll do. Like
Paul Mooney is my favorite. That's my favorite.
When I had a chance to do the Paul Mooney voice, and the J Spot called me. Shout out to Jane. What's her name? Jane Anel. What's her name?
Nia, is it Nia? Oh, fuck.
Nia.
Yeah.
Forgive me, Nia, if you catch this. So she hit me. She was like, "Yo, Paul Mooney's at the club. You should come down and do." I was like, "All right, bet." I pulled up, and personally, I enjoy hearing these people's voices in these other scenarios. It's a pleasure for me to do. So I know that, again, I can't do Paul Mooney everywhere because some people, if the crowd's too young, they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand it. But for the audience that gets it, then, then they get it. It's the truth. Nick, hold on, give me my candle. No, listen, white people, they're slow, stupid. Justin, you're doing a great job. Niggas they're afraid of you. It's the truth. It's the truth. He says.
Oh man, your Paul Mooney is so incredible, bro.
I enjoy hearing Paul Mooney in these situations, but the point is that I might have gone off your question a little bit. My fault. But the thing about it, I didn't understand anything about it until I got into stand-up. And when I started catching the shade, I was still young in the guy. I didn't know I was like, what niggas tripping about doing a couple voices? But
I'm gonna tell you what part of it is too, though. Part of it is jealousy. They're jealous that they can't do impressions because they know, if you could do them well, it is an easy laugh. But that's if you could do them well.
Not to cut you off. That's what niggas is not understanding. I'm like, you guys think it's an easy way out for me because I don't even do a bunch of them. Shout out to Jay Farrell and a lot of cats who do they got 50 cats that they I don't even do a bunch of them. I just do the ones that are in my register between the Jay-Z. It's like really not that super different. If you understand vocally how this works, it's not even that crazy of a thing. But cats think that it's an easy way out because the voice is so accurate. But I'm like, if I didn't do them well, then
you wouldn't get any laughs.
That's why you assume that it's easy because the voice is so accurate. And that's my difference. And that's the difference between me and other cats, because I've heard cats do Denzel voice before, and they kind of do they do like an impersonation of impersonation, and they kind of do the. I'm like, listen, bro, I'm telling you, I'm giving you hardcore. Embodiment. The voice is everything. It's in the vocals. It's in the way. I'm on a whole, and I'm not just trying to toot my own horn. And
that's what Urban Legendz is all about. Feel free to toot all you want to.
Dude, I'm not. Cats don't even understand. I'm like, yo, that's the difference. Is that, and again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm saying the accuracy in the vocal thing. That's a real skill. And I forgot who it was. Maybe and somebody told me, it's like, listen, man, don't you able to do that? Use that skill. You know what I mean? I don't lean on it now. Because I'm able to do a 45 minutes or whatever of some other stuff. You know, I'm still growing in that, whatever. But I'm
and
like,
you can too, because I've seen you headline and I've seen you do 45 minutes of regular material, and then you'll end with, you know, a Denzel or something. So
that's for the
definitely
fun.
don't use it as a crutch.
I appreciate it, man. I enjoyed the Denzel because I enjoyed it. It's not a credit. It's fun for me. I like when people get to laugh at the joint and whatever it is. But anyway, man, you're doing a great job, brother.
Well,
I don't know that.
Well, I was gonna say the reason I created this platform, Urban Legendz, is, you know, I wanted to celebrate people that I found that I find talented. I wanted to celebrate people who I feel like are living legends and or making legendary moves out here in this business, brother. And so that's why I even created this platform, because I know everybody can't get on late night talk shows right now. I know everybody can't get on The Breakfast Club or Ellen right now, you know. And so for all those extremely talented people who ought to be seen and heard, that's what Urban Legendz is all about. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. So the first time I knew you could act was the like act was the TV show The Hustle.
Oh, dope, man.
How did that come about? It was a show on Fuse. It only lasted one season, but it was a great show. And I was watching. First of all, let me tell you something about London. London don't tell nobody his business. You won't find out London is the star of a movie or a TV show until he'll post it random. He done filmed it. He done shot it. They got the marketing together. You'll find, hey, you won't. I didn't find out about London being on Ballers, which we gonna get to, until a commercial ad popped up. I said, that's where he been gone for 6 months. I had no clue. But The Hustle, before we get to that, so I didn't find out about The Hustle. I found out The Hustle the same way. I probably was watching TV one day and it popped up, and there go London in a TV ad. How did that come about?
Dude, I mean, it's just so crazy. Let me take it back. First off, shout out to Doughboy. Doughboy told me to audition for the CBS Diversity Showcase that you did.
Oh, that we did together. We did it together, 2011.
And Tiffany Haddish and everybody else that's working out of the thing. So,
straight up.
It's straight up. And so he said, listen, man, go, you do a bunch of characters. They look for characters. You should go do it. I was like, all right, bet. I do that audition. Me, you, Tiffany Haddish, and everybody else. We do it. I land my first, I met with a bunch of different agents or reps or whatever. So I land my agency through them. They said, yo, they sent me some sides or whatever. For those who don't know, sides are basically just scenes from a script. And so I auditioned for that. Kim Coleman, I think her name was. I landed that project.
Hey, why was I just talking yesterday about how Kim Coleman never cast me on anything? But anyway, I'm listening. Hey, who was that we was with yesterday, Lee? I forgot who was interviewing yesterday. Anyways, I'm listening.
No. She watching you, bro. She's watching. I'm saying it here. Kim Coleman's she's gonna call Justin for a project. Whatever the right project is, she's gonna call him.
Tone Bell. That's who I was on with yesterday. I was on with Tone yesterday, and he was talking about Kim Coleman. I'm like, she looked at me and be like, nope, I don't think so. But anyway, shout out to Kim Coleman, legend out here. I want to have her on this actually one day. I'm listening.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
And so, excuse me. So she kept me for the Hustle. I did that. We did one season, 6 episodes. It was with Prentice Penny, who was a writer on Girlfriends and the show runner for Insecure. with Issa Rae.
This was before Insecure.
This before Insecure.
Right.
And Insecure with Issa Rae, Yvonne Orji, and my man Ilan Noel. And so it just kind of landed that way. So Princess Penny, sat down with him, and we locked in. Like I said, we did 6 episodes. We shot it in LA. It was a New York type show, which is 2 rappers is on the come up, and that was part of my grind. I did my first little TV show with that. Also, let me go back. Shout out to Affion Crockett. I did In the Flow with Affion Crockett.
Yeah, shout out to Afe.
So shout out to him. And me, a lot of people don't know me and Affion. We go back before I was doing stand up. We did some church plays.
Wow.
Low key. We
I didn't
go
know
back.
that.
So shout out to Affion, man. But yeah, I did The Hustle. We did, like I said, for any actor out there, don't be discouraged. Low key, that was a prerequisite for me doing Ballers. Like all the camera stuff that I was supposed to learn, I learned it doing that small TV show called The Hustle. Like just learn how to play, as you know, as an actor, learn how to play in the frame and learn how to just work that stuff in your eyes.
I haven't learned that yet, because usually I'm on frame like this talking. They're like, Justin, get in. I'm like, huh? What? They're like, Justin, can you get? I'm like, where you want me at, nigga? I mean, I'm in the frame. I don't know what the fuck. Man, I'm out of here, nigga. So I'm still working on that.
I'm trying to spray.
Shout out to Affion, man. He was the first comedian to actually take me on tour. When he got back doing stand-up comedy, he saw me performing at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, and he was the first like major headlining comedian that for him on the road. Which actually gets me to you real quick. You used to feature for Chris Tucker, which is huge. How that came about?
Dude, I was at the Improv, Hollywood Improv, and I was supporting Brandon Lewis. Brandon Lewis, this was going to be his first night performing at the Hollywood Improv.
Wow.
And I try to be solid and support, because I know what that feels like when you want your niggas in the room.
Was it D-Ray night?
D-Ray's night, Monday night.
Let's set this up, because people don't know. D-Ray night is probably the hardest night of comedy in Hollywood. It's a very urban.
It ain't no. Because people don't understand is that everybody that shows up on that Monday night at the Improv are regulars. So they come to see. First of all, they come to see D-Ray.
Straight up.
That's the first thing. He got a full-on following. It ain't no joke. So I said, let me go support Brandon Lewis.
D-Ray's following are all dime pieces. That's what his following is. Hood niggas and dime pieces. All right.
That's what he brings out. So I went to support Brandon Lewis. And I'm still not low-key, but I'm not the hangout kind of dude. So I went to support Brandon Lewis. And Spike, the runner of that particular night, he said, man, I was about to leave the club. He said, man, listen, you always leaving. You should hang out. I was like, nah, man, I don't want to hang out like that. He said, no, man, did you? He said, Chris Tucker here. And low key, maybe like a year ago, HP, Brandon Lewis, Chinadu, and Chris Tucker has showed up. He did a set at the Savoy in Inglewood in 2010. And I remember I was at the crib, and somebody said, I forgot, maybe it was Brandon. He said, yo, Chris Tucker at the Savoy. So me, HP, Chinadu, Brandon, whoever else, we slid through at the Savoy to watch Chris Tucker do a set. I got my photo with Chris. As far as the comedian groupie pic, I was like, all right, I got my picture with Chris Tucker in front of the club. I met him. So then he showed up at the Improv that same night that Brandon performed. And Spike was just like, listen, man, you need to hang out. You need to watch your set. I said, man, I already met him. I'm not really the groupie type of dude. I'm good. I'm about to head to the crib. He said, man, you always leave me. You should hang out. I tried to leave that club 3 times. I said, okay, no problem. Spike, the run of the club that night, he says, come to the inside of the club. I go into the inside of the club, pause, and then D-Ray comes up to me and says, hey, has Chris Tucker seen your set? I said, no. He said, man, you should let him see your set, man. Does he know that you don't do his voice, whatever? I was like, no, I met him already. He's like, nah. Chris Tucker's on stage. D-Ray says, hey, man, he yelled out like a random audience member. He was like on something like, he said, hey, man, one of your fans out here, something like that. And Chris Tucker was up there, and D-Ray was like, yo, have you seen London? Chris was like, no. D-Ray grabs me by the arm, and he pushed me on stage. I stumbled on stage, in fact, because he pushed me up there. And
D-Ray strong.
Chris, yeah, absolutely. Light skin strong.
Right.
So
light skin strong.
Light skin strong.
He can't move a couch, but he can move a pillow. I get the pillows, y'all. I'm joking. Don't come for me.
You see that AO energy I be talking about, y'all? Now you get to see it in its finest. So I go on stage, I stumble up there, I did whatever my 5 minutes was. I ain't really had no material 2010. I do my Denzel something, I do my Chris Tucker voice, and then we exchange numbers after the club. After my set, he said, man, that was cool, man. Let me get your number. Boom, boom, boom. He hit me. I think I was out of, my sister got married that year, I think. And so he hit me, just like, yo, man, I might have a couple dates for you. I was like, all right, bet. And I got picked up and we ended up touring for like 2010 to like 3 years.
Wow.
I toured as an opener, and God is good, man. That helped me pay some bills, man. I was working at after school program, and that got me through. So major shout out to Chris Tucker. That nigga didn't have to look out for me, man. That got me through, man.
Shout out to Chris Tucker. I'm thankful. If he didn't do Rush Hour, I wouldn't got my foot in the door.
I'm not with you. I'm not gonna do it.
Come on, man. What did you learn being on tour with him? Was there any gems he gave you? Any piece of advice or anything? Or?
Dude, first of all, again, make shout out to Chris Tucker because he didn't have to do it. But what more than anything I could have gotten on stage, what it did was it showed me. It said, look, what I told myself was, not if, but when I got into that position, I'm gonna try to look out for cats, and that's why I brought Brandon Lewis on the road. I don't want to make it sound like I'm some nigga, but
the headline is gonna be London thinks he's better than Chris Tucker,
right? Something crazy,
right?
In all humility, I said, man, if I ever get into a position that I can headline, I want to look out for my guy. And Brandon Lewis is one of those dudes. We had did open mics together. I knew him, and whatever I could do to help him out, I said, when I get in that position, I want to make sure that wherever I stay in the hotel, he stay. I want to stay in the 5-star, and then he down the street somewhere. No, even if that meant cutting my bread short, so that, because sometimes I've done some shows and the club or whatever it was a mix-up. They didn't know he was coming to pause. They didn't know he was going to be performing with me or whatever. No, listen, hey, right here you go, Brandon. I'm add a little extra to whatever the club fee is. But your question, the main thing that I got from that was, when I got into a Chris Tucker position, make sure that I did the same thing for my niggas, for my guys. And if that meant it meant anybody in the city, like I remember one time you got to use in Atlanta one time.
That's where I'm at right now.
Dope, man. If that meant get in some other states. I mean, I don't run the club. I don't run none of that stuff. But if that means, hey, cut my time down, let my guy perform, or let such and such perform, because I know what that feels like. Make shout out to Tony Rock. Tony Rock, my first time performing at the Improv, I drove out just to see, I think it was Ocean, Tony Rock was touring something together.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Rock, he don't even know. But I have told him, he does know. But Tony Rock was just like, listen, you want to do some time? I was like, thank you, man. I got my first standing O. I think Tony, shout out to Tony Baker. Tony Baker was the first nigga to tell me that I had a stand, that I got a standing O. I didn't even know what a standing O was. I was just a nigga goofy and performing and doing the voice. And Tony tweeted, and he was like, yo, man, London Brown got a standing O. But shout out to Tony Rock, because now, this is what Tony Rock did. Tony Rock let me do a whatever 5 minutes, 7 minutes set before the show. And then after his set, he said, do you got some more time? I was like, yeah, I got some more time. The nigga invited me back up on to tell some jokes at the end of the nigga set.
Ooh, that's the kind one.
I told Tom, I was like, yo, he said, man, I understand when comedians come out to a show, they want to get up. I mean, they come in to support. But he said, I know what that's like. I know that niggas want to get up and perform. Major shout out to the Chris Tuckers and to the Tony Rocks, to the Oceans and different people and Afions and Katts that's cool enough to let you say, yo, I'm gonna give you a little shine. Regardless if it's a little bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, Katts ain't gotta do that. I know what that's why in my heart, it's important that I always try to be thorough in that way and say, let me look out for and again, I'm not trying to say that I put branding on, nothing like that. But I'm saying in the sense that if my niggas at the show, yo, please do some time. That's the least I can do is come down for, where that means Brandon Phillips. I remember one time I talked to Enz Mitchell to get him at the Comedy Union. That's the least niggas can do is be like, yo, my man is funny, give him some time. So I'm very grateful for that, man. So I ain't got nothing. But mind you, though, Chris Tucker, there were some times. This nigga, look at this. Let me give you a cool. Chris Tucker would fly first class, right? He would fly first class. Let me give you. This is how he would be. This nigga had his bag, right? He had his bag and his glasses, right? Mind you, me, security guard, we an assistant coach. Nigga, we in the back. Chris Tucker come in. He come in. We've been in the assistant coach, so we ain't no room back there. Knees right. Busted up.
Hold on. Put it so we can see your face. I can't see your face.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah. Oh, that's the director in me.
No, so Chris, right? My fault. So Chris would be the nigga. He be well rested. This nigga was well rested.
In the first class seats.
First class seats. He up there. I ain't gonna do the voice accurate, but this how it be. Man, you guys look tired, man. You guys should. We like, nigga, you been in first class. You good. We in the bathrooms.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want my assistant leader to know that you will also be in the bathrooms. When we flying, I will be in first class. Your ass will be in coach for now. And then when I get my paper up.
Right. When you get your paper up, I wasn't mad. But the thing about it was Chris was, he be complaining about how tired we look. This nigga was in first class. I'm like, yo, Chris. There have been times where they would lock me in the car. Security guard would take Chris, rush him into the theater. I was in the back, low key. They didn't even know I even existed in the car. No shade. It's all good. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. But I'm saying that people don't understand that we do pay dues. It's a grind. People think that you just land on MacGyver and you just, I'm like, no, this is, they don't even, not to go into this too much, but people don't understand that when we audition, we are auditioning against thousands of people.
Absolutely.
Nigga, East Coast, West Coast, niggas from Atlanta sending tapes in, niggas from Vegas sending tapes in. It's a process that should be respected. So I don't knock nobody. Like this. Again, make sure that Chris Tucker for even give me an opportunity to tour with him. You know what I mean? And going back to your question, not to deviate, but that's one thing I said, man, I told myself when I'm in that position, I want to definitely make sure that I look out in whatever way I can do that. You know what I mean? Because I understand what that feels like to be an opener. When I used to, I remember coming out doing 30 minutes, and the whole thing too, you don't want to step on your headliner's material. So he used to tell me, don't talk about this, that, and this. I said, okay. I remember at one point I was doing.
Chris Tucker was like, don't talk about Michael Jackson. Don't talk about Michael Jackson. Don't talk about Michael Jackson. I'm
out of here.
Hey, man, shout out to Chris Tucker. Hey, this is real deal. This is real deal facts. Yeah. No lie. The reason I started really thinking of comedy as a career was seeing Chris Tucker when I was 10 years old in the movie Friday. I had never seen anything or anybody funnier in my life. And I was like, yo, I want to do that. I was like, I need to do that after seeing Chris Tucker. And then I was going to college up here in Atlanta, Clark Atlanta University, CAU8.
Boom.
I bought tickets to see Chris Tucker by myself. I ain't even buy nobody else ticket. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no money back then. I just bought a ticket to see Chris Tucker. I go to see Chris Tucker at the Fox Theater. This is probably 2002, 2003. This dude did 2 hours straight. He only took 1 sip of water. And I'm talking about murdering. Murdering for 2 hours, bro. And I said, that's the type of comedian I want to be. So shout out to Chris. And then I did Rush Hour. but man, so huge shout out to Chris Tucker. I was just talking mess, but huge shout out to Chris Tucker.
I agree. I remember one of my cousins told me about Friday. This before Chris Tucker, I didn't watch Death Jam because I had no cable growing up, none of that. And I saw Friday, and I was like, okay, what? It was just a funny, the nigga just killed it. And then, I remember, like, again, watching Rush Hour and different things, I was like, to this day, there's not anybody else like Chris Tucker. Like, Chris Tucker is like a Bernie Mac. Like, you only get one. Are there comedians that talk fast? Yes.
But they emulated Chris Tucker. They just trying to do Chris Tucker.
You can't get Chris Tucker, nigga. Chris Tucker is funny just being him. Like, just, when I do impersonations, there are usually a few versions of them. For example, the Chris Tucker that I do, pause, is like, there's like, it's just a calm, London, there's that thing going on, and then you get the stage Chris Tucker. That nigga Chris Tucker can tell a story. If he jumped in on the Zoom now, just his eyes and the shit and you be like, yo, this nigga Chris Tucker is not to be slept on. I don't know what he's doing now, because I heard they're working on another Rush Hour.
Man, they've been saying that for years, bro. I know the producers. Because the same producers that did the TV show. Anybody that don't know, I did Rush Hour, the TV show. It was canceled during the commercial break, but but the same producers that did the movie did the TV show, so it was authentic in that aspect. But he was telling the one of the producers, Arthur Sarkisian, he been telling me that he said they had a script and all of that stuff, and I think at one point they was even gonna try to get me in it, but I mean I haven't heard anything. You'll probably know Kim. I'm sure Kim Coleman will cast you in it, and I'll be like, hey man, I wish I got a phone call.
I'm trying to scream. I'm trying not to scream. I told myself I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this.
let's get into Ballers, bro, because this is when I realized you was more famous than me. I invited, hey, shout out to Ballers. That's London and Ballers. This is when I realized London was more famous than me, everybody. And that my social media following don't mean shit. We in Atlanta, and I had got some free tickets to the Drake and Migos concert. I said, man, I know London in town filming a movie. I said, man, let me hit up London and see if he want to roll, because the cast of MacGyver going out to this Drake concert, Drake Migos concert. When I tell you, when London, first of all, he showed up late as hell. That's number one. Put that out there. When I tell you, I think he did it on purpose to get the reaction that he get.
I was filming that day.
You was filming. My bad. You was filming. I remember that. When I tell you, when London walked through the crowd to come up to his seat, when I tell you, you would have thought it was goddamn Lady Gaga at an all teenager. No, fuck that. Lady Gaga at an all gay birthday party coming through, bruh. London came through. That's the guy from Ballers. That's the guy from Ballers. Oh, that's Reggie from. That's Fat Reggie. That's. I said, yo, people really fuck with this show, and people really mess with London, bruh. And that's when I called my manager and fired her. I said, because no one knows me, bitch. What's wrong with you? Bitch, I'll kill you. Nobody know me. Yo, you would have thought Jay-Z had ended, for real, I'm not even bullshit when I say this. You would have thought, seriously, like Taylor Swift at a Sweet 16 for a little white girl birthday party had walked in. Whoever you want to compare it to, and I said Lady Gaga because, you know, her relationship with the LBGTQ community. I believe I said that correctly. I'm very proud.
I think you did.
So that's why I compared it to that. How did Ballers come about? What was your audition process like, and what was you feeling when you got it?
Let me get this joint. I was working as a choreographer. I was choreographing this project, and I got a call from Chris Spencer. Chris Spencer said,
"That's definitely an urban legend, Chris Spencer."
Absolutely. Chris Spencer said, "Have you auditioned for Ballers?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "They're looking for you." I was like, "Okay." He says, "Can I send you your information?" I said, "Bet." I got a call from Ballers. They said, "Can you come into audition?" You know, I was like, "All right, bet." I go in, I take the sides, learn my stuff, and I auditioned. It took me. I did all this, man. I auditioned for Ballers like 7 times. And I remember there was a 2-month period where they got quiet. There was no reply, nothing. I was like, man, but this is when I remember at the time I was just very spiritual, very, in the sense that I was very focused. And I remember the main thing for me at that time, I'm telling you, this is 2014. This was my brokest year. I remember having $28 in my account. I was broke. Broke. All my stuff was in my mother's garage. Everything I owned was in my mother's garage, which was nothing. And I remember I auditioned. I was so hoarse because I was choreographing this project, so I wasn't sleeping. I was just dancing morning to the night, no sleep, teaching, dancing. That was my whole life. And while also doing stand-up at the time. And then I remember I was so hoarse. I went into the audition. I said, "Man, if you can't make out what I'm saying, please let me just come back and do it again tomorrow or whatever." I said, "Please let me know if you can't make out what I'm saying." And he's like, "No, we got it." And I did the audition, and I was going back to back. And long story short, not to be verbose about this, but long story short, they just said, "Hey, can you move to Miami?" I was like, yeah, man, I could do it. I had nothing in LA. So I moved to Miami. We shot the first season, and that was that. But I got the call from Chris Spencer to do that audition.
Wow.
And I'm just glad it worked out, man, because I haven't had to worry about my next meal since that show.
That's a blessing.
Dude, when I tell you just to like, people think that Ballers is about me. It's not about me. It's about, like, I'm just glad I'm in a position to help the people around me. That's what it's about. Like, I only, my rent, my car, or whatever it is, I'm fine personally. If it's just about me, I'm totally fine. But the work that I do now is is for other people. You know what I mean? I help cover my mom's rent sometimes, and comedians, different people in situations, because I understand what that is. I understand what that is. Where you just like, dang, I get it. So that's why I call. Or going back to the first thing first point you brought up during the conversation. That's why I call people and say, "Yo, are you good? Is everything good? Is you know? If not, I understand what that is to be in a situation where you're uncomfortable." Jamal, his car got. Was Jamar Neighbors?
Oh, Jamar Neighbors, yeah, very talented comedian.
Jamar Neighbors. Shout out to Jamal. Just shout out to Jamar Neighbors. His car got repoed or whatever it was. I don't know what I forgot what it was. He said he had some tickets, but I hit him up. Like, are you good, bro? I know what that feels like. When you can't, you like, man, I need a break. I need to, oh, man, I know. And if I can help people not feel that way, then I'm gonna help them not feel that way, because I get it. So I'm just grateful that Ballers worked out. And I'm glad I was able to play the antagonist. If you can't be the hero, the antagonist is the next best thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is how good God is. All my scenes was with Dwayne in season 1. Nigga, and that's
why people tuning in.
Dude, they tuned in, like I said, by accident. They saw me. I know that God worked it out and he arranged that way, but all my shots was with Dwayne. So it didn't even matter what the hell they did in season after the next seasons, because the first season set me up to be the a-hole and whatever else. It worked out. So I'm just grateful that it panned out that way. And as you know, Hollywood, you have to be validated, and then they be like, all right, you know what? Justin did Rush Hour. Okay, he did such movie. We did those movies. Now we're gonna mess with him. Mm-hmm. I get it. Hollywood got to see other people mess with you first. I'm glad that my platform was HBO, because it set me up with the agents and the reps that I have now. When I went into my my reps office, my current reps, everybody in the office knew me, because they all watched the show.
Right.
It's a different it's a different kind of respect level when people watch the show. When they mess with you, they mess with you. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm like, people. It's so funny, because when you start doing the theaters and the arenas and everything, people be like, damn, Justin funny. Like, nigga, I've been working on this funny. Y'all just didn't know that I was doing this, but I've been.
Or they was dismissing it. You know, that's where I'm at in my point in my journey. It's like, I'm gonna just keep doing me and continue working on my craft and walking into my greatness. And if you see it and you want to hop on board and support, cool. If not, those same people go come around on the back end anyways. You know?
Right.
But I feel like a lot of people see talented people, and because they're not the popular person at the moment, they just kind of brush them to the side until they become the popular person.
Absolutely, though. I mean, and that's so funny, because like, that's just the game. It's just understanding what the game is, which is like people don't buy into you until other people buy into it. And it's like, oh, like, for example, like there are comedians, different people that we knew was what they were, but the world didn't know. Like, for example, we knew Mike Epps was funny. Niggas knew Mike. If you watch Def Jam or anything else, we already knew about half these cats. But Hollywood didn't accept him until everybody else bought into the idea. We knew Bernie Mac was funny. As he jokingly did on Kings of Comedy, he was talking about them not giving him a show.
Right.
We knew Bernie was funny before we knew that already.
Before they did. I tell people that about Tiffany Haddish, bruh. I remember being at open mics with Tiffany. She used to host at this casino with Tiffany. I used to go to that, perform on the show with her. I used to always tell people, I said, yo, she's a female Martin Lawrence. And they used to get it confused. They were like, she a female Martin. I said, this is what I mean. She needs a platform where she could be authentically herself. She's an R-rated comedian. I said, the one time somebody lets Tiffany be R-rated, she go kill it, her career out of there. And then guess what Lord blessed her with? Girls Trip, a rated R comedy. Soon as Tiffany was able to be her authentic self on camera, out of there. Boom. And I had been telling people that.
Out of here. You know, same thing to you. I remember like we did juvenile hall joints. And she was also, which was so dope, because she was also part of that ensemble for CBS that we did.
Right.
What was dope about that is that I realized that it was a lot of talented cats that was in that particular class.
That a special class.
That was
Hassan Minaj, who had a show on Netflix, Patriot Act. Tiffany Haddish, Fortune Feimster, me, you. Oh, and Rosa. You know who else was on there? Who was actually the most slept on? There's an actress named Rosa Salazar. She did the movie Alita with James Cameron.
I didn't know that.
That's her playing the lead part, because part of the movie is kind of animated, so her character is a little animated. But bro, she's becoming a movie star.
Dude, not Fern. I forgot. The white chick, lesbian chick, she got a stand-up special and everything else.
Yeah, Fortune. That's Fortune Feimster.
Fortune. It's a lot of talented cats out of that joint, man. And it just lets you know that, like, again, just people just think that ball is just. I'm like, niggas been paying dues. There's a lot of behind the scene work that people don't even know of the grind that happens before things happen. Absolutely.
What you learned from The Rock? Other than to show up on time, because I heard he doesn't.
Nigga, season 5. We shoot Tuesday. That nigga show up on Saturday. That nigga. No,
that's a well-known fact in Hollywood that The Rock shows up late.
You know what? I think that one thing I did learn is that I remember season 2. I got up. I was in the middle of the night. I got to use the bathroom or something, and this nigga was in the gym. It was like 3 a.m. I was like, "What this nigga doing?" But what I realized was, I'm like, man, if Dwayne can get up if he can get up early, hit the gym, and have that kind of discipline, that's something that I started to do, which was before I made sure that I hit the gym before I get on set. He's a super kind dude. You know, even though we found out about Ballers, we found out about the end of the season of Ballers on Instagram. It was like,
He didn't send a courtesy email? Y'all didn't get that one, huh?
Let me tell you this. I just decided, I told myself, I said, man, whenever I get into a position like that, when I'm number 1 on the call sheet, and you understand this talk, when I'm number 1 on the call sheet and I really have influence, I said, man, a couple things. I'm going to definitely try to get my cats on the project if I can do that. and then I want to make sure that I still practice. I make sure I speak to everybody on set every day.
Absolutely.
But I can't wait to be in a position to where I can really help people out. That's all I want to do. That at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I can't wait to make more money so I can give more money, or I can't wait to where I'm the dude. So then I can say, you know what, man? You know, for example, man, DC, this dude, I just want to be in a position to plug somebody like a DC or whoever who been auditioning. And for example, when Will Smith said, "I'm not doing Ali unless Jamie Foxx do the part," that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to do. And just be, and I'm looking for I'm sorry, you see me moving around looking for my charger, but I want to be in a position to do that.
Right.
That's what good is it to be a big deal if you're not gonna do shout out to Kevin Hart, if you're not gonna plug your boys.
Absolutely.
Like that's what
you know, so funny. I had Naeem on here, and I asked him about how does he feel about Kevin not putting him in movies. Because I told him, I'm like, fuck it, the people want to know. God damn it, I'm gonna ask. Shit, that's what I'm here for. Fuck it. Ain't no around here pussyfoot. Ain't no pussyfooting around here. I did pussyfoot around the question though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, how do I ask this without him ending the call? But
on the screen.
But basically he was saying how he feel like, you know, they got the radio show. Kevin done put him doing stand-up. He done took him on tour. He was like, he's done enough for all of us, you know, and he's actually proud of himself that he has a new show with Tyler Perry called Assistant Living. That's about to come. That's out. And he's proud of himself that he was able to accomplish that because he did it on his own, you know, because he was just saying, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't, you know, because people like, man, why Kevin don't put you in stuff? But at the same time, if Kevin was to put him in stuff, well, you only on because Kevin put you on. You see, and I respected that answer 1,000%. But I did ask the question because I do the same thing with tour. You know, I put Reggie. I'm gonna talk to this wall. I put Reggie. I know you're plugging in your phone. Talk to this wall real quick.
That's the a-hole I be talking. You see how it come? You see how it sneak out every now and again, y'all.
But Reggie, I got Reggie on Rush Hour. You know what I'm saying? He had a little small role one episode.
Oh, that's dope. See, and not to cut you off, but I know that felt good for you to be like, yo, whatever way you was able to influence that situation, that's what it's about. It's about yo.
Even my assistant Lee. That's I've known him since he was in 8th grade. You see what I'm saying? We go way. That's one of my best friends. I consider him a brother. But even to provide him an opportunity to make money, and be a part of a job where he don't have to worry about having some supervisor or employer who at the end of the day don't have his best interest or don't have love for him. You see what I'm saying? So that makes me happy to be able to even do that.
Absolutely.
Where do you feel like, or what struggles do you feel like you may be facing, or maybe not, when it comes, other than COVID, when it comes to your acting and stand-up? Like, is it hard for you to get dates right now? Not even before COVID, was it hard for you to get dates? And then with auditions, are you still auditioning? Are you turning down certain auditions? Like, where you feel like you're at right now?
I got to audition when we get off the phone. I got to read some stuff.
All right, I'm about to call my agent and fire them motherfuckers too, because I have nothing. No one's called me, and they'll blame it on COVID. Everyone's fired. I'm listening.
If this helps you fire them more, this is my second one. I did one last week. No.
That's it. I'm out now. I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
No. Listen, get out of here. No, you know what? I think as far as I've been seeing cats, landing some stuff, man. I mean, as far as the comedy thing. So I'm like, I don't know. I know that LA is on a shutdown, but I really don't. Since this whole pandemic thing, I'm in a different space, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna ever really feel that comfortable in public like that. I don't know, man. As far as stand up, I am ready to get back. I do a Zoom comedy show tomorrow. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not into the Zoom. I don't know yet.
I haven't done any.
Dude, at the first one, I did one for the troops or whatever. Make shout out to the troops and everybody who fight for our freedoms.
Thank you.
At the Laugh Factory. When I tell you, nigga,
wait a minute. Let me take this back. Thank you for your service. I said thank you like I was in the military. Thank you. I am not in the military. I'm a bitch. I'm too much of a bitch to put my life on the line. So thank you for your service, because I appreciate you being very courageous. And thank you for your service. All right. I'm listening.
Nigga, I did a joint. It's not, like, dude, I don't know. Maybe I haven't figured it out yet, because I know that Takara and a couple other cats did some Zoom situations. I want an audience, nigga. That is not. I did jump for the Laugh Factory because I understand for the troops, whatever. But nigga, you just talking. It's not the same. I'm ready to get in front of people, and so now I do one tomorrow because I hadn't done one. So I was like, all right. Basically, and he's like, "What do you got to lose?" I was like, "All right, bet. Let me just talk it out." And I'm gonna simply just do that and just go through my stories. I'm not worrying about no laughs, none of that stuff.
You got to do that in crowd comedy show that Tone be doing. Tone and James Davis. You seen that? They have like a 360 LED screen or something. And so
that's advanced. I don't know how the nigga set that up, but that is cold-blooded, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's some studio that they go to, but basically it's like this. So you perform, but you actually you see the people and you can hear their laughter. So it's not just like you don't hear their response.
Right.
You should probably hit up James Davis or Tone about that.
That's probably gonna be the thing. Right now, it's just again, this whole process has been, the pandemic is just shut. It's been weird, but I realized that that I have been, that a lot of things been coming to me, so I've been making my little notes in my phone, and I'm ready to hit the stage, bro. At the end of the day.
What you been auditioning for, so I can ask my agent?
Nigga, I did.
What have you been auditioning for though? Because I honestly, literally, I'm not even going to audition anyways. But you know,
it's slow. So you gotta feel weird. It definitely is slow. And
did you audition for Coming to America too? I was talking to Tone about that. I didn't audition for that either.
I did audition for that. I haven't auditioned for. Sure, I don't know nothing about that. Technically, my auditions are a little slow because I'm on another project.
Oh, okay. Congrats on that.
Thanks, man. So we actually filmed one episode and then everything got shut down. So
is it a show that's already on, or is it a pilot? I mean, you picked up already.
I'm doing Power Book 3.
Woo!
You dumb. I'm about to. You stupid.
Hey, but anybody that don't know, Power comes from Power that's on Stars. That's part of the whole Power universe that they doing around here. 50 Cent, Stars, London about to skyrocket on out of here. Anyways, congratulations on that. Woo, man. Who else is on that cast?
You wouldn't even know. I know that. I think they brought. I want to say, because that sounds shady, but Omar Epps is in it, and I'm saying the point I was going to make was, I think they brought. He's one of those the familiar faces that I think they brought in to just like anchor it down. There's Patina. Patina did Broadway, and it's Joy Badass is on there. It's a couple cats.
Ooh, heaters.
It's a couple people on there, man. So basically, for people who don't know, Power Book 3 basically is 50 Cent's character. We're going to his backstory. So the season that I'm doing is basically we go back into the 90s, and so I'm wearing the flat top and the joint. It's a 90s. It's nothing on TV like this. That's why I'm able to appreciate it, because we take it all the way back to the 90s. So that was like the last audition that I landed back early this year. You know what I mean? And that was just, that ain't nothing but God, man. I'm so grateful, man, just to even be working. Nigga, you know, acting is like an incredible temp job. Nigga,
yes.
we work when we work. And then you don't even know. But I've told so many people your story about the McDonald's joint, about the little coffee joint you did.
Right.
I said that people be like, how's acting? You know, how? I said this. They don't even know you, and you don't know them. I said this nigga paid his rent off one coffee commercial. Nigga,
I did, like, for a year. Shout out
nigga,
to McDonald's.
When you said that to me, nigga, you don't even know, in my brain, I passed out. I said, damn. Because I personally only saw the commercial like one time. I said, if I only saw the commercial one time, but this nigga been paying his rent, I said, make that commercial. It ran, like, nigga. When you land,
let me tell you something. If McDonald's ever need a nigga to dance in another one of their commercials, feel free to holler at your boy, because I owe y'all. Y'all help me.
I'm out of here. That nigga paid his rent for a year.
This is what I want to talk about, man, because I feel like this isn't stated enough. Where did your fashion sense come from? Because as you can already see with the hat, you are a stylish individual, bruh. Where did it come from? Did you always have it? Bam, look at that. Look at that.
Nigga, who is this Lee?
That's Lee, brother.
Lee, you need a raise, Lee.
hey, Lee just started. Wait a minute. I need a raise. Shit.
Dude, to your question, there was very specific when it happened. I was in the 8th grade, my mother got me an Easter fit. I wasn't a suit, nothing like that. She bought me a plaid shirt, some Dockers. But I was like, man, if I was like, I can't go back to my old outfits. Lee, I already said, I already vouched that you should get a raise, nigga. You gotta keep pushing the nigga. But I wore a nice outfit. I wore my little plaid shirt, my Dockers in the 8th grade. I was like, man, I can't go back to my old fits. And so at the time, my uncle was staying with us, and nigga, I started wearing his clothes because he had some decent clothes. So I started wearing his clothes so that I didn't have to go back to my old clothes. So I became cognitive of what I was looking like in the 8th grade. And so
take that expeditiously. We just hit y'all with another big word, cognitive. We just hit that, and I graduated with a 4th grade education, and shout out to London for that.
I love words. I love reading into words. But dude, I became aware of that. But what I realized is that our reputation is based on our consistency. So if I want to be known for being a good person, I want to be known for my style, whatever it is, photography, whatever it is. I just need to do it. Nigga, look, think about it like this. People consider you funny because they've seen you be funny. That is the consistency.
Consistently is the key word, like you said.
Because cats, as you already know, people don't speak to you, nigga, when they don't think you funny. If you just a nigga that's bombing or whatever, cats ain't befriending you. They had to say, "Oh man, we seen Justin Rip before." So, and then you get welcomed into the comedy circle, if you will.
I done broke up friendships. I done befriended somebody before I saw them perform, And they performed and and went up on stage and bought. I can't be this nigga friend. What would people think of me walking around with you? I've never done that, but I would. Don't you bring your unfunny ass around me. All right, I'm listening. My bad.
Do y'all see the energy I was talking about earlier? You see the a-holish coming through?
I don't mean to do a sidebar because I forgot even what the fuck I was asking you. But the best quote that you used to say all the time, oh man, I still live by it. It's to create the energy you want to be around.
Nigga, it create the energy that you want to be around. I realize this, bro, that a lot of times, man, people walk around and they be in a funk. They be in the, I'm like, I'm cool on that, man. I'm out of that. I'm not into that negative draining energy. I realize, man, that we have to create the energy that we want to be around. If you want to be around positive, you want to be around uplifting, you got to generate that, because it's almost like there are a lot of people who really, they get out of bed and they be in a down mood. I'm like, I'm cool on that. What I think about is when people leave me after they interact with me, how is their energy? You know, do people feel drained? But think about yourself. Nigga, when you get there are certain phone calls when the name come up, you be like, why do we feel that? When the name, you didn't speak to him, you just saw the name, and you be like, I don't want people to feel that way with me.
Yeah, I don't. Every time Oprah calls me, I'm like, man, why the fuck? She blowing up my phone again. You know, go take your ass on and run your network and get out my. That never happened. Shout out to Oprah.
I'm trying to scream.
I'm just trying to name drop people just to.
No, it's okay. That's what it. We have to create the energy that we want to be around. Because I'm telling you, man, people will drain you. That's why when I look at the photos and I see me, you, I think it's a photo of me, you, Brandon Phillips, and Reggie. We was at what's the open mic we paid $5? Marty's. We at Marty's. We got that photo, and I remember there's another one, me, you, Chinadu, and we just kind of sitting in the office in the little lobby area.
Right.
I'm like, that's good vibe. That's good energy. I'm not, dude, nigga, the life is already draining. I'm not trying to be around people that's not about being progressive. And it's important that we keep people around us, because you tell people your ideas and you be like, what? You tell people ideas and they come right back. Be like, yo, man, I remember your back to school joint. What's the name of your script?
Homecoming.
That's
what you're talking about?
Say again?
Well, I think that's what you're talking about. My Homecoming movie script? Mm-hmm.
If you tell, you mess around, you tell somebody, you be like, yo, man, I'm working on the script, man. And what'd you say it was a remake of? Or what'd you say you said it was something of a...
Oh, you mean Half-Baked? You talking about Half-Baked too?
One of them joints. If you tell somebody, you'd be like, yo, man, I'm working on Half-Baked too, man. I'm remixing, I'm about to put... And people be like, you sure you want to do that? You know, I mean, because Chappelle already did it. You gonna do that? People will, I don't know what that is, but people really will will tear your stuff down.
Absolutely.
Like, yo, why are you? People wake up with that thing. I'm cool on that. I mean, I have no.
What do you do? What do you do when you interact with people like that? Do you walk away? Do you start doing business with them if they're in your team of representation? Like, how do you deal with that?
One of the main things I do is that when I start finding people are in a negative space, first of all, if it's someone that I have to deal with on a personal level, I'll call them out on it, and I say, yo, do you understand? Did you just see what you just did? And be like, what's going on? I'm like, that was a negative thought. Did you catch that? And I call them out on it right then and there so they can really understand and identify that sickness. People don't even know that they do it. I'm like, yo, what you just did was negative. I call them out on it not to make them feel bad about it, but so that they understand what actually just happened. I'm like, yo, was that a positive thought or was that a negative thought? And he said, yo, man, that was a negative thought. I'm like, yo, I know. I'm helping you to realize not to do that, because that is going to be, forget me, I can never talk to you again. But for yourself, I don't want you to walk around functioning in this negative space of energy. Forget all, cut that out. You draining yourself. Forget all of that. And hopefully by calling them out on it right when they do it is to create a more positive vibe. I'm not trying to tear nobody down. That's why even on my post, I let white people know that I'm not, the white people that like me, I'm not one person on Instagram.
Right.
I don't like racism.
I was actually gonna get to that. Was actually gonna be my last question, which is how do you handle, because you're very vocal about being Black, being African American, Black Lives Matter, but I know you do have a white fan base also. And is there ever a time where you feel like some of the things you might be saying might be offensive to some of the white people that's following you?
It's very basic, which is this: I'm not one person on Instagram and then one person, somebody else in person. So I can keep the same energy that I have on Instagram in person. I know my reps. I know that they watch me because they told me that they say, you know, I like your cooking and so I know that they following me.
I like your cooking too.
Hey man, I appreciate it, Justin. Appreciate it, brother. The thing about it is this: I deal with racism. Excuse me. I deal with racism with facts. So I ain't got to ever be pussyfooting around where I stand because I'm dealing with facts. It's not opinion. It's not about. I don't disrespect anybody. I'm not talking reckless. I'm dealing with facts. You know, again, it's about, at the end of the day, where I'm at with everything. The same thing I could say to you, same thing I say in my rep's office, and for any other white person that work for me on the set of balls or whatever. I just want things to be fair. At the end of the day.
Wait a minute, Negro. You're asking for too much. Fair. It's ridiculous.
Fair. Okay. I want fair. I want things to be fair.
That's crazy. Equality, that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. At the end of the day, I'm like, listen, man, I'm good. Just be fair. I'm not trying to say, I'm not asking for special handouts. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying also, I understand that Black people, we got issues. We be killing each other. I'm not knocking that. At the end of the day, I just want things to be fair. I'm not asking for special handouts.
Even that, you know, even when Black people kill each other, guess what? The other Black person goes to jail. See, that's always the difference. You see, they wonder why we riot. It's like the difference. They're like, what about Black on Black crime? I had to tell somebody that on social media the other day. I said, yo, white on white crime is a thing too. I said Columbine was a white on white crime. They just label it that way, you know? So I was like, and the difference is when a Black person kill another Black person, that Black person go to jail for the rest of their life. But a cop could kill an African American and he don't even go to jail. The most is he lose his job. So that's the difference.
And that's what I'm saying. Again, when I talk about it, I'm like, listen, I'm not saying that. Look, if you do the crime, you do the time. If a nigga steal from me, I want to call police and hey, handle that. I'm not saying that all Black people are just, we ain't did nothing wrong, blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, someone needs to be fair. You do the crime, do the time. Lee trying to get this nigga trying to get a pay raise today.
Why you did it so quick, Lee? You gotta leave it up.
Lee trying to get a raise.
He did a picture in Vine seconds. It was like, why was it so short?
Dude, Lee, shout out to Lee. I ain't seen Lee, but shout out to Lee.
Lee, come on the. Hey, when he first started, he had no shirt on. I said, put a shirt on. What's wrong with you?
What's going on, man?
Oh, he got a beard.
Appreciate that.
Different when he got a beard.
Yeah, I see you're a little splotchy over there. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what to eat to help you with that, but you know.
Listen, Lee, I don't grow no, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't grow no nigga. This is the most I can kind of grow. I don't grow no. Nigga,
I can help you. I can.
Nigga, if I had a beard like yours, I'd be an a-hole. I'd be Justin. Nigga, you had to call me Mr. London or something. Nigga, I don't grow no beard. Justin got a beard too. I don't grow no beard, bro.
Yeah, mine grew in.
You got that like this year.
I really did though. Mine was kind of there like by 2 years ago, but the real fullness, it really came in during this quarantine.
Man, I don't grow no facial hair. This is dust, bro. This ain't nothing, bro. But Lee, you know let me tell you that. Lee, you're doing a great job, brother, with the animations and the hey, man, you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you, my man. I just want to keep my lights on.
I told you, I don't keep unfunny people around me, bruh. If you ain't funny, you got to get your ass away from me. I ain't about it. Straight up. I don't care if you're good at other shit. I don't give a fuck if you're an astrophysicist. Nigga, if you can't tell a joke, you better say.
Hold on. Did he say physicist correctly?
I think I did.
Physicist?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
People don't understand. Physicist is a hard word, low-key. Physicist?
I'm on my tip shit. I'm on my TIP.
I'm on my words. Physicist? Nigga, hey, you gotta have your teeth gotta be straight to say that word. Physicist?
I had to get braces so I could say that. I said I really want to be able to say physicist. Do I? What orthodontist do I need to make an appointment with so I can say this word on a Zoom interview one day? That I really feel like I'm gonna be on Zoom.
Physicist. That was pretty good. I'm proud of you, Justin. That was pretty good for a black man. Physicist.
Thank you. Hey man. Hey, London, we finna get out of here, bro. I just want to say I appreciate you. I love you. Like I said, I created this platform to give people that I feel like are living legends or making legendary moves to becoming a living legend. And that's what you are, man. I want you to do nothing but continue to be great. I want you to go as far as you want to go. Matter of fact, this is the last thing. Where do you want to see yourself 5-10 years from now?
I'm very clear about my vision, bro, which is continue to do TV shows, because TV shows builds the audience on a regular basis. Take my TV audience to the movie screen audience and take them right back to the clubs, bro.
Hey.
I dream of the day where there's a line around the corner to see me do stand-up.
It's coming.
Nigga, dude, to have a sold out where people actually just want to hear. As you know, you whoever your comedian icons are.
Gallagher.
Right. Bro. You don't hit me with the Gallagher. Don't hit me with the Gallagher. It's
either Gallagher or Carrot Top, but I really fancy those two. I'm just
all I want to do is show up to the club and there's a whole room full of people like my think about this, Justin. There are about 5. Think about the 5 people in your mind that come in your mind. But you know, there's some people, nigga, you could say the, and they just think you are the funniest nigga. They don't give a, you just say the, and they just laugh. I want a room full of people. That's a different show.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. You could sell out the Atlanta Improv, and the room is sold out, and everybody's in a seat. But if not the same as a group of people that want to see you win. That's
Absolutely.
different, bro. A room or audience, a theater, or in Kevin Hart's idea, a stadium of people that just want to see you. They just want to see you win.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like once you start getting to the theater level, that's when you know you've reached that to a point. Like these people are coming to when you selling out theaters, like the Fox Theater or something, they are coming to see London Brown.
To see London Brown. It's a those laughs are different, bro.
Yeah.
You understand that? It's a different thing. So to your question, I want to continue to do whatever the TV thing is. Take that TV audience to the big screen audience, and take that big screen audience to the comedy club. That's all I want. I just want a room full of people that want to see me win on the comedy level.
Hey, man. And that's why I'm doing this show, bro, because I'm telling you, I promise you, people go look back at this interview 5 years from now, and they going to say, this nigga did it. This king
bro.
did it. That's what they going to say. This king did it. So you keep doing your thing, bro. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you, bro. And
thank you, man.
I wish you nothing but continued success.
Thank you, man. I love you too, bro. I heard you. I heard what you said, man. Thank you, and peace and blessings to your family and everything, bro. Absolutely.
Thank you, bro. Peace.
Bro. Absolutely.